Foota no say a word. Foota, you soon free up, Foota Hype. That's what we come to talk about today. Welcome to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It's your host with the most. So, Foota Hype, still in custody, but has been moved to a new detention center in Florida. For those of you who don't know who Foota Hype is, then you are late. Just catch up to the video. Alright? So, some 90 days after being first of all, let me say shout out to the Star for this one, because we're taking the basic information from the Star as it's written in the Star, but we're going to add with like a 2 cents. Alright, so some 90 days after being detained by the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the dreaded ICE. You know, so when people hear ICE a come, them run like, you know, I say pop next speed because papers not straight and all these things, and ICE is the part of U.S. immigration that actually is responsible for catching, holding, detaining, and seeing to it that you are deported, basically. So, popular selector O'Neal, Foota Hype, Thomas remains in custody. In ICE custody in the US, remember the big controversy the other day? People were saying, why did he choose to remain in ICE custody? Basically, the people did say, the man chose prison in the US over returning to Jamaica. And a lot of people were saying, boy, life must really hard in Jamaica for him. All the brag and talk, and then all of a sudden, him gonna choose lock up in the US over freedom in Jamaica. But I did another video explaining certain things, so I hope that gave people a better understanding of the choice that was made. Me would have made the same choice too. Alright, so he's been in custody for quite some time now. He was originally in detention at the Chrome Service Processing Center, an immigration facility in Miami. But the ICE website recently updated showed that Foota was actually moved to another place called the Broward Transitional Center, or the BTC. It is not clear exactly which day or when that transfer was made. This one is located in Pompano Beach, Florida, BTC. And it is an ICE facility that is designated to hold alleged illegal immigrants that are, get this part, this is very important, that are classified as non-criminal and low security detainees. So upper Chrome, you know, say if your time is extended there, pretty much you are going home. Okay, so on Foota's behalf, this is kind of looking good, because they have moved him to a non-criminal and a low security detainee area. This lockup houses immigrants who have no previous criminal history and who can provide shelter for recent arrivals that are seeking either asylum or are seeking residency in the US. So that is where he has been moved to. Now, if you have common sense and you can put one and one together, what does that say? It says he has no criminal record, and it also says that he is in good standing, he is not a threat, and he has been moved to a low security place. Also, like I said, this is the facility for people who are either seeking asylum or for people who are seeking residency in the US. Now, the argument comes about. Remember the Batman video that was released where them say, "Oh, don't make the boy Foota Hype get to a star, and them want hold him and video it and put it out there and all these other things." I don't know if you remember that, recall that video. And of course, a lot of us were laughing, but a lot of people were saying, yo, his life probably going to be in danger because he always speaks out against homosexuality and he always talking things them about gay people and these things. So maybe the gay community, the bad man them in the gay community really don't like him and are threatening his life. Of course, there were other people who said, I lie, Foota tell, I'm an virgin them make up the video there because look, SouFLo, him have some immigration issues that come up, and I bet say him go file for asylum for stay in the US on the grounds that his life is in danger because Batty Badman want con him a Jamaica. And here he is being moved to a facility where it is for people that are seeking asylum or residency. Now, I am not on the inside of this information thing, but I can actually tell you that It could also mean that the man just don't have no criminal record, he's not a threat to anybody, and him have him lawyer, and things are looking good for him as far as him getting his paperwork together and come back a road again, right? The controversial sound system selector was detained on Saturday, December 14th of 2019, right in the Christmas area there. On arriving at Port Everglades Seaport in Fort Lauderdale aboard the Independence of the Seas from Falmouth, Jamaica, and he was held by ICE for further review of his travel documents and admissibility status. Now, of course, a lot of people were saying that don't make no sense because Foota just got Jamaica the other day and link up with Joe Bogdanovich them and all this other stuff. Didn't he just fly to Dubai the other day and all this other stuff? Well, sometimes you get through and you are not flagged. But apparently, when he did those movements, it was not completely expired as yet. So it probably wasn't showing up on the radar as expired. Around the time he was picked up though, when he might come off of this cruise, was around the time when it probably was fully expired and it threw a red flag in the system and them just hold on upon him right there. So people are saying why him go when him knows him paper no straight, and of course a lot of people are saying why didn't they hold him on his way out? Well, them not care if you go out, you know. If you're going out, they wish you all the best and wave your bye-bye too, right? It is coming in that is the problem for them. So them not really check if you are go out. They really check though if you're coming in. And as he was on his way back in is when Foota was held. So Foota Hype appeared before the immigration judge on December 19th in Miami, Florida, when his case was reportedly dismissed. But he was still ordered to remain in custody. Now, of course, a lot of we say, how the man ordered to remain in custody, but him case dismissed? That don't make no sense. That makes no sense. Something a go on here, so something in a something, and a lot of people were then saying, see, I told you so, Flo, his paperwork was not right. Him papers expire. Him and him wife divorced. She divorced him. She put it out publicly in the papers, which is a requirement, by the way, in the state of Florida, I know for sure. If you can't locate your spouse to serve them the papers, and they've been gone for extended time, you can file for a divorce and put that information in the papers, public paper. So she did that, right? And people are saying, him never get him green card yet. And she divorced him. So that means if him paperwork I go frig up. Alright, just watch and see. Y'all gonna hear it in days to come. And of course, in days to come, things started happening. So what happened was his case was reportedly dismissed, but he was ordered to remain in custody. At the time, the Jamaican consulate in Miami told the Star that although the judge dismissed the matter, Foota Hype's immigration lawyer requested more time to resolve the overall immigration concerns. Again, right there, so I did a video and I said that don't make no sense, because the first thing any lawyer would want to do is to get their client out of lockup, because they can fight things from the outside better. So why would his lawyer, and that was the information they released at first, which didn't make any sense. Well, these concerns arose from the fact that, here was the real issue now. Foota Hype had paperwork that allowed him to stay here temporarily in the US, but those paperwork had expired. Additionally, his marriage to the American woman was reportedly dissolved before he could be issued a green card. And of course, you know, enough people are say, him bright and feisty and is a rude person, and maybe him that they cuss out the woman and tell her about her underparts and all these things, and she not taking it, so they ended up having to break up and these kind of things. Me not in the people in relationships, so I don't know what transpired. Okay, all I know is a statement was put forth by his camp, his family members, his close relatives, that were saying that they are in contact with the wife daily, and that she has vowed to be there for him. Once he starts going to court, she will be at every court session, and she is going to stand by her man. And that's she said. So we're looking to see if she's really going to stand by her man, even though everybody already said That no make no sense again, because once divorce final, that will kill the paperwork and no standby your man now go on. Deso. So this identity card now that we're talking about, right, allowed Foota to stay in the US, and it had been expired. The consulate further stated that its team spoke to Foota Hype by phone after his first court appearance. Now, if you remember correctly, the consulate said that they were going to visit him and speak to him in person. But apparently they didn't make it over there to speak to him in person, but they got a phone call with him and speak to it. Now, you know, say you're big and heavy when time the consulate is coming to see you in person, or is even caring about a phone call to you, because enough Jamaican in a detention and them not get no phone call or visit from no consulate. Alright? So Mr. Thomas advised that he has access to his lawyer and that he was treated well while he was detained. His second court appearance was scheduled for January 20th. Today is March 16th. So all we see Aguan, he is still locked up, incarcerated. The move looks like a good move to me, though. I don't know. Want to think about this so far? Don't think say Foota is going to walk out, get his papers straight, which is what I've said before. I wish that whatever he wants to happen happens for him. That's the kind of vibration me I send out from SouFLoTV, right? But I'm asking my audience, given what we know so far about his case, do you think that they are going to deport him? Do you think that he is filing for asylum on the basis of what happened with that video voice note? Remember, Foota the company, sitting and I say, no, me need security, me need guns, me need to talk to Andrew Holness, me need to talk to Minister of Security, me need that. Do you think he's filing for, because the marriage thing apparently might not work, since that marriage was dissolved before he could be granted his paperwork? And I am no immigration expert lawyer, but I know that if you come and you get married and that marriage is dissolved before you get your paperwork, then you're no longer going to get that paperwork. So maybe that mash up, but in my file under something else to stay. Do you think that that's what's going on? Or do you think that them just go send him back? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Talk to me and let me talk to you back down there. So, alright, it's SouFLoTV. Wishing Foota Hype all the best. I'm out. Peace.